All right, all right. Do let me know if you can hear me, and do let me know if the music and the sound is okay compared to myself. And I'm just gonna post on Discord very quickly, just that I'm live. But please let me know. Hey, hey, party people. I still don't have a catchphrase like Kona or JP and others. I guess I need to develop that. I need to get that at some point. Right, I'm just gonna post that I am live. We are live now. Jared says, caught my eye at 12k gems worth of modules. Just pulled my third wormhole this morning, so on my way to mythic mods. Everything else is still epic. That's awesome. I mean, early game to get a wormhole redirector strong. That's not bad at all. So good on ya. The good on ya. And Andre says, do all 12k in featured banner. And it's actually one of the things that I do. Shrimp on a Barbie, mate. You're able to be heard. Okay, that's great. Yeah, but on the topic of modules, it's actually one thing that I want to get your opinion on, and we might do even a poll. The thing is, well, you can see that I have a fair bit of modules. And as some of you know, my module situation is that I would love to get 3 more copies of my Dimension Core so I can get it Ancestral. And we can anyways just equip it now for tournament. I would love to get a single copy of Galaxy Compressor, but who are we fooling? I've been waiting for that for more than 6 months now, so yeah, we'll see about that. But then I also have the one single project funding, which is a very important module nowadays for tournaments. And so with all that in mind, the new featured banner is less appealing, obviously, because there's so many other things that I want. And so, but on the other hand, you could argue that who knows if shrink rate turns out to be great and I might regret it later, or at least getting a foundation of them early on. Hey, Richard. Hey, Mohammed. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining. And so what I need to decide on is I'm leaning towards getting at least 4 copies of Shrink Ray and then possibly the rest in standard banner. The other thing to add is that it wouldn't hurt to also get another card slot. It's obviously quite expensive. Andre say it will give you more epics alongside the Shrink Ray. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But yes, you made it in time, Celestoria. So thanks for joining. Jimbo Fisher, yo, yo, yo. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. And Andre, you're right. If I do pull the featured banner, I will get other things along the way. However, when I go to bed tonight, I'm probably going to be thinking, was that Shrink Ray the Galaxy Compressor? Was that Shrink Ray what could have been or should have been the Dimension Core? And so there lies my dilemma. And so I'll do a little bit of a poll. I did it on Discord as well, but I'm going to do a poll first of, let's see, how deep do we go in featured banner? Nothing. 4 copies. 8 copies. Ancestral. So let's see. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say on that. So I just added a poll. Andre says, I've tried 7k in featured banner and I've pulled 16 epics, and I tried 3k normal banner and I only pulled 3 epics. That's interesting, and it has been interesting to hear from quite a few people actually about the frequency of epics they've got from the feature banner. Who knows if they've tweaked things? Technically, it shouldn't really differ. So 2.5% on either. But it is interesting, and I'm curious And I'm also curious how it went for you guys in terms of your module luck. Were you lucky? Did you do the feature banner? But let's see what our poll suggests. So far, we'll give it a little bit of time, but so far nothing is leading. And if we do end up with nothing, then we'll have to do, of course, another poll thereafter to see if you think I'm gonna do absolutely nothing and wait for the next module, or if you want me to do cards or the standard banner. But let's see which poll wins first. Jamin Forever says, I got more epics from the feature banner too and pulled 8 shrink rays. Nice. And Jamin, how many gems did you use to get those 8 copies? I'm curious. And while I'm just waiting for some more input, I think I more or less managed to do most of my respec almost in time ahead of the stream. Just a little bit left here. So the story has 7 pulls, 200 gems, and I've gotten 5 epics. Wow, that's 6. 4 shrinks and 1 other. Jared says, what's even really the point of decreased weight? It's a fair question. Especially early game, you can imagine when you're starting out as kind of EHP blender. Obviously, decreasing the mass means that you're able to keep them away from your tower longer. And so it may help you kind of just keeping enemies away from the tower and hitting the orbs. Another area where it could be of slight help is also if you do orbless, because it might just help you juggle enemies for a little longer in a run as you decrease the mass. And so those are kind of the 2 main ones. I don't really see necessarily some kind of end game use to it. And I could see maybe some slight use to it in the future if or not really, honestly, but I'm trying to be positive, of using it for orbless. Right now in my orbless, I'm kind of just using a useless Havoc Bringer. The purpose with that is that I'm mostly just relying on the substats, and it's super consistent in terms of damage, and so it means I can increase my damage very, very consistently. And so you could argue that the Shrink Ray could replace this, but it doesn't really do anything. It's more about the substat, so who cares? Yeah, and Celestori has also answered that. You make enemies easier to knock back. That's basically it. Rubber Duck Sauce, I pulled 8,600 gems and got 11 total epics, with 7 being Shrink Ray. Okay, nice. And Richard is asking if there's any rumors on the armor module besides the name. So far, none. I would be surprised if it's not related to absolute defense. It would be weird if they don't, but don't take my word for it. I really don't know what it's going to be. JP978 Gaming, good morning everyone. Good luck, J-Players. And an extra shout out to Jeff, who did a Stone Pack giveaway earlier today, or yesterday for him, which Jabadura something won, which is amazing. And so really appreciative of that, Jeff. On the topic, though, of Stone Packs, what I've also gotten a Stone Pack, which is why you see I've gotten so much closer to getting my Smart Missiles unlocked. I did get a Stone Pack as a gift from Zevon, and so that's why you suddenly see, that's why you'll see if you look up my ID on Xola that I have 1 pack purchased, and why I'm already quite close to Smart Missiles. But on the topic of Stone Packs, what I want to be doing going forward is I've done some Stone Pack giveaways in the past. There's also the current one going on on the Knowledge Hub. But also what I wanted to do is I want to make sure that any super chat that is donated as part of my live stream also goes back to the community. And so you can also see it on screen. There's basically just a tracker. Every time we hit $60 in terms of super chat, we'll do a Stone Pack giveaway for live viewers. So $60, 60 US dollars, at least where I am, is the cost of a stone pack. So it's kind of like us just redistributing the money, I guess you could say. So I'm not going to take any cut of the super chats, but just do them as fun giveaways. And we'll probably play marbles or something like that with the live viewers as a way to determine winners of those. So anyways, you'll see that on the bottom left of the screen. And there's not much more to it right now. But whenever we reach that, whether today, a week from now, a month from now, whenever we max it, we are going to be doing stone pack giveaways. So just as a little bit of a fun thing. And Rubber Duck says, it mostly just helps with scatters once you have perma black hole, right? Aren't rays immune to knockback? Yeah, so I mean, it wouldn't help or have any impact on rays or those that are immune to knockback. Andre is rightly pointing out, wait, you don't have 12k gems, only 11.8. That is correct, I respect, so I went below it. So that, yeah, and Andre is saying that's -1 epic, maybe. Sorry. Ecliptic is saying, I thought about it, but given one of my offsetting, one of my offsetting perks is lifesteal versus kickback. Yeah, it's a tough one. Hey Ryan, good luck with the tourney and modules. Thank you so much. What about yourself? Yeah, sorry Christian, we're just starting. We're gonna pull. I'm deciding based on the poll now whether we're gonna do featured banner at all, and it seems the majority has decided that I'm not touching featured banner, so I'll respect that. So what we'll do one other quick poll then, and what we are deciding this time, since we're not touching the featured banner, is what do we do with the gems all on standard banner, card slot and standard banner, or save all of it for next module? So let's see what the majority, we'll just go with the majority. I'll respect everyone's opinion. So whatever you guys choose. Hey Cal, thank you so much. And good luck with your pools as well and your tournament. And Christian is pointing out that the shrink ray is trash. Wait for the next one. And in the community, people are just already calling it stink ray instead of shrink ray, which is funny. Oh, Ryan is pointing out, I need to do my future tourneys with JP watching. He brings bracket luck. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I feel like he brings that luck on himself at least, but he hasn't done it so far on me. But we'll see. Robert Duck's rightly pointing out, gotta get that G comp now that you have a strategy that doesn't need it. Yeah, it's ironic. It's super ironic. Andre is pointing out, and it does seem like there are some anecdotal evidence that maybe the feature banner has higher than normal drop chance. Again, though, pulling it means that if I'm pulling the feature banner, means that every time I get a shrink ray, I could have gotten something else, so it's a tough one. Ryan got a good bracket yesterday, okay, and it was all up to you, you who did that for him, JP. Okay, noted. We'll see about mine then. Silly story. I love that the poll shows up in the chat and I still hear him talking while writing it. Oh, yeah, I maybe there's a bit long audio delays, and if so, sorry. But okay, I do think that we have a majority of 67% on the standard banner, so that is what we're gonna do. Celistoria. J plays. Remember that after your turning, I was supposed to borrow your towers. I also have a chance on keys. All right, deal. Then I'll borrow yours as well. You're screwed. Good luck. All right, let's see. Let's go. I have not had many great experiences with pulling lately, so let's see if today's the day. Come on, we can manifest it. Today's the day. Let's go. Let's go. Great start. Come on. We'll take it, but it's not what we want, obviously. Come on, don't give me like a pity pull or something now. Give me more. I hate modules. Have I told you that? Have I told you guys? Come on. Come on, don't give me pity pull. Do we get Galaxy Compressor today? Come on. We're gonna get it. YouTube has like a 30-second delay. Wow, I'm sorry about that. I need to figure out why that is. Like my connection and everything is good. Yeah, the modules. We're only 1/3 though, so there's still hope. But Jesus, this is my horrible seed. It is a tough life. What do we think so far? Is it going well? Jesus. Great start. Come on, JP. Why are you not granting me the Galaxy Compressor? You told me you messaged FUDs to change my seed. Okay, we'll keep pulling. There's no point delaying the inevitable. So far, nothing that we want. Chip, yay! Just another that I don't want. All right, we'll take the AD though. I'm not gonna complain about that. So the story is saying, nah, man, it's YouTube checking everything you're saying, and if you say something they don't allow, and they will not show that part of to us. Yeah. So you mean that if I pull a Galaxy Compressor, they're just gonna stop the stream? Remove the gray seed. And the funny thing is, one person in our guild, Drews, he has more or less the exact same seed or path that I've had, but just 3 months behind me. And so he's in a similar situation. So he might actually have the same seed as me. But okay, let's go. We're halfway. Nothing so far. I mean, if you're going to give me one of the new modules, give me project funding. Don't give me magnetic hook. I dodged that one earlier. Ay. This is painful. Space Displacer will take, but it's not something we really want. Jammin' Forever says, it's just because of how they've implemented the live streaming backend. Nothing you can do about it. They half-assed tried to compete with Twitch and couldn't do so. They didn't put the money into it, and I got it. Hey, Graham. What's up? Well, we're pulling modules, and as normal, it's not going my way. But let's see if we can turn things around for the last half. Let's go. Just give me at least one dimension core. Like, okay, you don't have to give me 3, but make me closer to Ancestral at the very least. I haven't gotten any of the ones that I wanted. I wanted project funding, Galaxy Compressor, and Dimension Core. You will get a magnetic hook and like it. I've gotten a magnetic hook and I didn't like it. Wait, I just wanna see how far away. Oh, okay, I'm not fully at the pity pool yet. All right, let's get the rest over with. Rip off the band-aid. Ooh, let's go! Told you I would get it today. Now I just need 3 more Dimension Core and 7 more project funding. Let's go! Wait, now I need the Jeff soundtrack here. Give me 1 second so Jeff can cheer for me. Here we go. Let's go! Let's go! All right. Let's go. I've been there. GG. Yes, let's go. Streamer's luck. Cheers, guys. What I really want are the Dimension Core, though, just to be honest, or just to be clear. But, of course, I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Oh, my inventory is full. That was good timing. I don't wanna make. Earlier saw JP pull the missing project funding. Yeah, he's been lucky, and he was so lucky with the substats and everything. JP was. Now JG comp. Yeah. The streak is over. I gotta go back just to confirm how long it actually took. I feel like it's been 6 months, but I could be wrong. Didn't like write it down or anything like that, so we'll have to check it. But man, yeah, I'm super excited. But the ironic thing is, of course, that I don't really need G-Comp to the same extent anymore. There was, I think, some tournaments still, though, with the ultimate weapon duration where I may want it. But yeah. But what do you guys reckon? Should we pull the rest as well? I guess we should, huh? Are we pulling the rest? Bruh, your inventory is full. Fix it. Yeah, it's been fixed now. It has been fixed now. But what do you guys say? Should we pull the rest of it? Guess there's no reason not to. Yes. All right. Then let's just do it. Why not? And when you guys are being so patient with me and whatnot, Minionek, I'm searching for 3 Dimension Core and 7 project funding. I'm kind of hoping that in the next 3K gems, I'm gonna get the remaining. Where is my Dimension Core? My remaining 3 Dimension Core and the 7 project funding. So let's just pull the rest. Rubber Duck says, you keep going, you need another magnetic hook. Oh, no. Please don't give me that. Please don't give me that. Celestorius is pointing out how there is some delay. Oh, JP, sorry, I missed your question. How long until another guide comes out? So we'll see. My thought process is that I'm probably going to create some easier guides on content, whether it's card, modules, masteries, stuff like that, ahead. The 2 next videos are going to be just more of one guide on the Tower Knowledge Hub. But thereafter, I'm back in terms of like content. But on like detailed guide, I feel like I want to immerse myself in a guide before creating it. And so I don't feel comfortable creating a guide on a strategy that I'm not doing myself or have extensive knowledge of. But one day we'll get to other builds and strategies as well. Come on, Dimension Core, Dimension Core, Dimension Core. Space Displacer. We'll take it. We're just getting closer to maxing these. That's okay. Multiverse Nexus, that's kind of good. We obviously want that higher for farming. That penalty is also fine, so we're okay with the pulls. Just not with missing out on Dimension Core. And knowing how I've spent like 6 months for the last Galaxy Compressor, getting 3 more Dimension Core is not exciting. Oh, I should pull that. And we'll just use up the final bits. All right, so that's what we got. Let's try to take inventory. It's not the easiest now because I have a lot of other epics here. Have I made those epic plus? Jesus, did I do a mistake when I was... that's annoying. The reason why I've made these a lot to epic is just to have enough inventory to shatter these when I have Shadow Lab level 4 or 5. Because you can still do epic here. But I've clearly done some mistakes where I've made some epic plus by accident. GG, yeah, we'll take it. We obviously have to do this one. Get it officially done. Let's go. And today might be a tournament where I actually want to use it. So, does that mean we want to roll for it as well then? What do you guys say? Tower Toby, yeah, you did miss the fun, or the pain, or both. Do we roll the GC? But we got the final Galaxy Compressor, so I'm happy about that. Can't complain. MK says reroll. Trong says congrats, finally you get it. Cheers, buddy. It's been a long time coming. Roll. All right, so we do roll. I'd run your tourney first in case it bricks. So it's fair. It's fair. I got 100k, 120k rerolls. Well, so Toby, the only thing is that I don't necessarily have the most reroll shards. So it's like if you roll now, you do risk gambling and making it worse. Is your DV armor shred maxed? Oh no, you mean the lab, right? For armor, not by any means. That way armor is at level 2. Jimbo Fisher, that's not a ton. Yeah, exactly. So we have a little bit of a thing there. The one thing that I want to talk to you guys about, though, is that I find today a really interesting and challenging battle conditions. I think for most of us, we probably do worse than normal. There's just this combination of all the things that I struggle with. The ultimate weapons duration is one where even last tournament, using my Mythic Galaxy Compressor was best because I really needed full uptime. The moment Chronofield dropped, I would basically die. The issue now, though, is that with the basics ultimate, there's going to be so many bosses, and that makes the Galaxy Compressor less appealing because you want more damage output and single target for the bosses, and so I might use Pulsar Harvester instead. But it's really a horrible kind of combination where I'm not really going to be addressing either really well. But also because I do think that my wave count might be so low that actually using Pulsar Harvester is my better option. And so maybe I run Pulsar Harvester first, and then if I feel like it goes poorly, I can reroll or try to use Galaxy Compressor. But Since we're in such a poll mood and just listening to you guys, I'm gonna simply let you decide which generator do we use for tourney today. G-comp, pulsar harvester. Let's see what you guys think. What I will use though is I'm gonna use my AD. Jesus, Christian, you're just too strong. So did you manually stop your run at 2.5k because you couldn't be bothered? Is that it? That is wild. And Tower of Toby, 350 waves less for you. And Tower of Toby, remind me what? Yeah, Minionek, you're pointing out, and like that's one of the struggles. Like using the G comp. I'm just worried about the amount of bosses killing me even before I have a worry about the uptime on Chronofield. But I think you guys are right, and obviously I see it from the vote as well that we are gonna run it. But then I'll just continue with another final poll before we get started. Roll G-comp or not? 120k reroll shards. Roll, don't roll. This is fast alt. 1 second downtime means a boss is in your face. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, the inner landmines are sometimes clutch for that, but we also know how inner landmines can bug and not really help you out at times as well. Save your dice for next week, then do a roll. It's a fair call. So far, the majority is leaning towards rolling, though. Yeah, Marcelo, that's a good question. I really, and Minionek might know this, whether there are some bug reports or whether the devs are aware of the inner landmine bug and that being on the backlog or anything like that. But yeah, I sure hope so, because like last tournament, or was it the tournament before that, I died simply as a result of I thought the inner landmine was gonna stun the boss, so I had time to turn on my nuke or not, but then it didn't stun and I died. Rubber Dog says, I did terrible today, even missed the demon mode, still not doing a rerun. The farm runs are too good right now. Yeah, no, I get that. Sometimes, especially if there's new strats or new modules or whatever, I do like to do a few tournament runs just to test things. Sven asks the real important questions in life. He asked, do I order pizza or sushi for dinner? I say pizza. Let's go with pizza. Or maybe I need to run a poll for that as well. Oh, and Marcelo lost all 3 energy shields for it. But okay, I'm gonna listen to the majority, so we are simply gonna roll. We are going for this. We want package chance, we want health, we don't necessarily care about attack level skips, at least not early on. What else do we want, really? Should we settle for something like this? Maybe we don't want those at first, just to try to get what we really want. I think we go with that first. Then I get paranoid. Whatever, let's just try this. Sushi pizza. Now that would be something. Let's see how many we're gonna burn through. I don't trust that auto roller. Too many reports of bugs. Yeah, fair point. I feel like when I'm rolling 10 though, I don't feel that pain, but after getting the first ones, I am gonna feel it too. So Christian, Christian says package, enemy level skips, both of them, and kill bonus. So Christian, talk me through your rationale for that. Why would I want coins kill per bonus when I'm not going to use in Galaxy Compressor for farming? I don't see a relevance for that at the moment, and similarly, I don't see the relevance then also for attack level skips. So maybe you were thinking of it as more like a universal use, but right now I'm just rolling it for tournament. If I ever were to change my mind and want to do some perma strat for farming, then I'll get those. But I think now I just want the tournament. I'm using Black Hole Digester, Christian. I'm doing a free up Black Hole Digester strategy. We'll just take it. Maybe I shouldn't because it gets more expensive, but I kind of regret that already. I'll stop at 95 and change my mind. Stop at 90 and change my mind. I'll stop at 85 and change my mind. Alright, I'll change my mind. I don't want these until I got package chance. Just give me package chance. That was stupid. Why aren't you using... And then Ecliptic is rightly pointing out. LOL, because he never thought he would get Galaxy Compressor. He needs to adapt to this new world. Are you making more coins with Black Hole Digester farming over Gcomp? Yes, I am. And of course, I need to retry again now with the Ancestral, because I just get a little bit better substats. But I had permanent Galaxy Compressor also with when I had a Mythic. Yeah, Ryan, you're rightly pointing out, and I was being a little bit too eager. Focusing on getting package chance now. I was getting a little bit too cocky. Don't worry, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Or will I? Yeah, package chance, even Mythic. Yeah. But I don't want it. I mean, I could do that, but still. Sorry, Christian. I'ma go and make dinner. Do that, Christian. Okay, we could save it for this now. And then we go again. And we are still trying to get it. I don't know why. Yeah, so I did save. Sybil says, I'm currently farming tier 1, highest wave 4,500. Should I save my coins for enemy attack skip, unlock, or invest into workshop health damage? Currently farming, should I save my coins for enemy attack? It's worth it, well, if you can get it within up to 2 to 3 days. What have I done here? I'll make it a cash bonus. So if it's maximum 2 to 3 days, Dibble, then you can do it. But if it's something else, Man, the cash bonus really wants to show up. Don't worry, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get the package chance. Or maybe it's just destiny that I'm just self-sabotaging my Galaxy compressor. K-Heat says, "Grats on the G-Comp. I'm still looking for my last copy." Thanks a lot. Thank you. It's great to finally have, even though I'm not getting the package chance. Yeah, I did tick Mythic, Aaron, just because they were rightly pointing out that at the very least having a save with the package chance is better than not, and so that's why we keep seeing it. That's right. Yeah, JP, you should click for me. This is painful, and we're running out of reroll shards. We even scared Christian away by doing this. Lost my fellow countryman. Andre, well, they said they fixed some reroll bug, and they were very vague about what that actually meant or what the bug had been. And so some people are still not trusting the auto rolls. I'm a little bit careface right now about it. And in hindsight, once I've used up all of my reroll shards now, we are all gonna think that I should just have done only package chance first and not have done enemy health level skips. I'll start to think that as well. Cause we're running out. Skipping coins per kill on G-Comp. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna use it for tournament, and I already running out of reroll shards. Michael says, "Hey Jay, plays sympathy from me on the reroll. I think I spent over 1 million looking for ancestral chain lightning chance on my DC, so I feel you here." Minionek is pointing out that the health level skips might be me a better call than package. Would have been nice with both though. But we might not get there. But yeah, back to JP's point of like seeing the pain of skipping coins per kill. Again, I might utilize it for some strategies. We'll see, and I will definitely, as always, test my tower both in farming and tournaments to see if G-Comp has a place for my farming. But right now, we are looking at Black Hole Digester primarily. Should I do manual rerolls? And more people here sharing their pains about rerolls. Marcelo says, took me about 500k to get both ACN. Oh yeah, ancestral, enemy level skips, and package chance. Mixwell says, "Stop the madness, bro." So what's the madness, Mixwell? What do you think the madness is? You think it's that mad that we're going for package chance? What you guys, some of you are going to be happy about though, is that... Oh, I should be careful. All right, we'll just do auto reroll for the rest. But what some of you are going to be happy about though is that if I don't get the package chance to ancestral, I will get the coin kill per bonus. But let's just roll the rest and rip off the band-aid. We should start our... not hitting what you need is the madness. No, yeah, fair enough. It is what it is. The G-Comp curse lives on. Cash bonus. Yeah, The Gcomp curse lives on. Yeah, exactly, Rubber Duck Duck Sauce. It continues even after you roll the copy. It totally does. Some people messaged me on Discord. I'm just gonna check that. All right. Okay. It is what it is. We'll stick with that. At least we have the package chance. Some of you will be happy about the coins per kill is still there. So it is what it is. Here's another question for you guys just before we start. With my weak damage output, I haven't really rolled the stats for it yet, but I think that if I had this in a decent spot, then maybe I would have used that instead of my ACP, or at least done a run with it. But I think, at least for my first try, that was a good hit for coins and even mythic package chance. Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Don't forget to like the stream for the G-Comp. Yeah, that's right. Press those buttons. Yeah, if you can, that obviously helps the algorithm. Okay, so we got that sorted. We got our lovely just coin full hard on Econ Labs at the moment. The only reason for that is that I did this a few months ago as well, and then I didn't touch Econ for a long while. It's simply because I'm building a little bit, in my mind at least, I'm building an Econ foundation now before I'm gonna not touch Econ for a while again and do a lot of other things, including smart missiles related labs once I unlock that, Poison Swamp, and various kind of tournament and damage related ones. So it's just my mindset of setting myself up okay, like economically, where I can neglect these labs thereafter. So that's just a thought process. Yeah, Minionek is running Space Displacer, but our chronofields differ a lot. So Minionek, on that note then, just to be clear, like what are the main differences on your chronofield compared to mine? You will want the coins kill after you get GT Plus. May as well keep it on there. Again, yeah, I'll keep it on there for now, and I will roll it so that it's useful for farming. But I'm quite confident that my Black Hole Digester strategy is still better. But oh, you have 0 stones in Chronofield. Got it. And Sven still need to do lab for duration and cooldown for the golden bot. Yeah, I have a lot of room for the golden bot in terms of cooldown, but because I'm doing a sync, I'm keeping it at 65. All right, so let's get things out of the way. I feel like with the fast, with the needs for ultimate weapons to be up, including Chronofield, I might not do range this time. After a tip from you, Minionek, just FYI, that's why I'm getting this to 40. I had it at 32 or so, but the tip you shared the other day about having it at 40 with a range card and how that opens up some interesting opportunities made me at least want to get it to 40 so I can test that. So shout out to Minionek for that. Yeah, Minionek. So what I can do is, okay, so Minionek, if you can jump on Discord and you can jump in my public duo stream, try that. And then you can share your gameplay and then I can show it up on screen. Because I do think that there are, for a lot of people who are early in Legends and so forth, I do think that some of them are probably sleeping on Space Displacer, among others. And so I think being able to show and share how you're going about that, I think could be valuable. So Minionek is just joining the Discord now and tossing up the screen share, and then I'll try to fix the OBS super quick to be able to show it. So let's see how quickly I can do that effectively. So just give me 1 second, guys, and then we get started. And it's interesting, JP says he found higher range to be better in this tournament. It's interesting, like in the previous tournament with ultimate weapon durations, I found it better to go down on range just so I had Black Hole as a safer option that could cover the whole area. But it is interesting, and as you'll see in a second once I get it up, our friend here Minionek does have his tower at some pretty big range, I can tell. So just give me 1 second, guys, and then I'm gonna get that properly set up. Oh, and Minionek is starting this run from Devil. So that's why part of his run in terms of some of the upgrades that he's doing might not be as fully set. All right, how can I do this better? We got that. Bear with me, guys. I'm just getting it sorted. I think this is the best we are going to be able to do. We'll toss him on top of our things here on the side. Okay, not necessarily the prettiest, but it's something. Cool, I think we're finally ready then, and my apologies for being slow. What we simply just gotta do is just invest the rest of our coins. Hopefully I didn't forget anything here. Not really there. I think I forgot. No, hopefully I haven't. Let's just quickly double check my normal workshop. 400, just 300 since it's cheap. Health we don't really care about, 5008. The only thing that I almost forgot is that we just simply want to have a luck available here. That is, as some of you know, one of those benefits with the free up card. We got cash sorted, we got landmine chance, we got all the relevant things. We got our modules the way we think we want it. We are going to be leveling up this. We are also going to be leveling up this. We just need 200 more. So we're just going to shatter a little bit of cannons. And these we are not necessarily that. We don't want to waste those. We'll save those for later. So Ryan is pointing out lower range isn't too good, I think. When Black Hole eventually falls off, there could be ranged enemies inside range land that could chip due to armor battle conditions. 100% for this tournament. I agree. So on the left side, we got Minionek joining there on the left. So just FYI. It's only blocking my kind of info screen and who's donated anyways. But yeah, we got Minionek on the right. See if I can add some text after I started my tournament. But I just want to not delay things for you guys anymore, so I think we just get started. Maybe there are certain things I've forgotten, but we can always go again. And Dog kind of agrees with Ryan. Only run lower range if I'm running G-Comp for Perma Black Hole, but I found high range with project funding outperforms every time for my build. Oh, totally. And so that's why the only tournament I did it was a previous tournament where I felt that I want to have Black Hole permanent for as long as possible. And it gave me about 50, 60 waves longer than the two other attempts that I had. But no, I agree with you guys. All right, so let's see the bracket. And for those of you who have Fetch, maybe you guys can share, because Mohammed is asking, how is Fetch doing after nerfs? I don't have it, so I can't really speak to it. But for those of you who do share. All right, I think we're fine. Finally. So it's been interesting. They did mention that there's this 26 version of the game where they did nerf it. But as many have experienced today, is that you were not forced to update. Like I'm on 25. You were not forced to update for this tournament, which is kind of unusual. Minionek forgot his nuke. Noob. Easy to forget. And also in Minionek's case, you could see he has 14 cards, which also, I mean, it means that there's a bit more microing on the card side of things. Jamin was saying, Mohammed, I saw where someone said it dropped to almost no coins, but they were still getting medals. And honestly, that's how Fetch makes sense. It doesn't make sense that it makes more coin than steel. And so that's a little bit, that would have just been odd or made steel virtually useless. I know it's painful for you guys who had Fetch though, or have it and enjoy it still. It pains me a little bit that I was so patient by saving up bits the whole previous guild event, but then I was too patient of getting a bot range relic before the Fetch, and that didn't pay off at all, obviously. Also, Ecliptic saying that, but if you log out, you have to update it. I got it. I didn't log out this time, so you're probably 100% accurate on that. So Minionek, I kind of missed it, but how far did you get on your first run? And by the way, Minionek, if you want to speak, you can, because you're on that channel, but text is also fine. And I'm simply curious with you guys as well, how far did you get today? And yeah, Mohammed is pointing out, steel needs to be buffed like 10x to be useful. Yeah, it is weak. Oh, meaning like ended his run at 92 to get nuke. Got it. And yeah, them allowing respecs now means also that it pays off less of having saved. They Ecliptic, correct me if I'm wrong though, but they have not yet specified when, right? Me as in when they will introduce the respec. At least I didn't see that. And Graham, yeah, the bot range relic is tasty, and I mean, I don't necessarily regret it that much because obviously having that extra range is helpful, particularly now that I've moved away from Singularity Harness. Jimbo is at 215 in Legends and still 3 energy shields and Demon mode left. That's amazing, Jimbo. How far do you normally get, Jimbo? Or what are you hoping for today? But good on you. Jesus, seeing so many bosses already. I'm terrified. I can't think of a tournament in terms of battle conditions that is worse for me than what we have today. At least I do have Ancestral Galaxy Compressor this time though, although it's not optimally rolled for. Yeah, they've given a fair bit of bot range recently. They sure have. And so that's why I found it also like, I don't know if it's a result of all those bot range relics we've gotten over the last few months, but when I was testing my Black Hole Digester versus Singularity Harness, that Black Hole Digester surprised me in terms of being so good, but also still where even with Black Hole Digester, my Golden Bot income, contribution is about 53%. With Singularity Harness, it used to be like 55-ish. And so I found that surprising how extremely similar they were. So that's been one of those interesting things that probably is a result also of those bot ranges. And yeah, Christian is pointing out that the Protector Ultimate would also be painful. That is true. I'm sure they could have crammed in and made it even worse. But Christian, knowing your strength and you getting to 2,500 waves and so forth, are there any battle conditions that makes a huge difference for you in terms of your runs and your run length, or are they all more or less the same? Jamin is at 356 at the moment. Nice. Have you started slowing down again yet then, Jamin? Okay, so Minion is going to drop away for just 1 second as I'm just going to show something. Let's see if I'm able to. All right, I'm just going to try to share something super quick, just as a silly thing. So I was mentioning this on JP's stream earlier today or yesterday for some of you, that I would love to see more contributions. Should you want to, or have some graphic designs, or just want to do something for the laughs, to create some to create some stickers. And I'll just show you some of the recent creations. Here you got DPO boss. And of course, it can be even enhanced if you also use this at the same time. But just pointing out how on the server we have a lot of room for emojis and stickers of any kind that we can create, whether you have something you want to submit or have thoughts of things that you think I should design. And then I can go about designing various different things. I guess it don't need this anymore. But okay, enough about that. But just pointing out again that if you ever have any ideas or submissions for stickers, emojis, whatever on the server, then by all means do share. Then let's see if I'm able to get the screen sharing back up. There we go. Ryan is pointing out something that I think you can only say when you're really strong, that the harder the battle conditions, the better it is. Oh, no, sorry. He was pointing out for Christian. The harder the battle conditions, the better it is for you, Christian. Less farming, downtime. Yeah. And Christian totally agrees with that. But Ryan is hoping that all the top players start doing that so he can rank better. But Christian was pointing out how protected with fast sucks for him. And Mohammed is at plat. That's awesome, Mohammed. And where are you ranking at the moment? Or what are you hoping for today? And yeah, Ryan, I would love it if people just skipped their tournaments altogether and just kept farming. That would be nice for me, especially all the stronger ones. I wouldn't complain. So one thing I'm not totally sure of, and some of you guys probably know this, with the basic spawning as bosses, what are the exact stats of the bosses that do spawn as basics? I think that's something I want to toss up on the Knowledge Hub and make sure people understand and know as well. But like, what are is there a ratio? Is it a percentage of some kind? Same stats as normal boss, except they don't inherit ultimates. Got it. So if there was boss ultimate or other things, they don't get that. Thanks, Minanek. Mohammed is at 6. Think I will land 10, but I think next one I will be champion first time. That's amazing. Don't get too discouraged when you possibly demote, as is the norm when you do promote. But that's amazing. Do basic bosses drop modules? Another good question that I haven't really paid attention to. And funnily on my screen, I see there's a boss flying across it. That's funny. Lots of them. Mininek or others, do you know that? I guess I should pay attention. They do. That's why top players love this one so much. Ah, interesting. Demote, what's that? It's probably several years ago that, well, maybe even longer, or like 2 years ago since you last demoted, Christian. I'm guessing. Some of us experience that a lot more. I'm actually curious, Christian, if you have any thoughts on being at the stage that you are at, would you want the game to have another tournament tier or not? I'm curious about trying to understand it from the top player perspective, whether they would want to see another tournament here or not. Yeah. And is that just the basic makes them faster? Yeah. No, that makes sense, especially in your situation. No, totally. Even if they were just the same rewards, yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes total sense. And of course, it's only going to get worse and worse with time in terms of your lengths and so forth. So I can totally see that. Graham, expect to make Legend. That's amazing. This first time because of Scatteramp and Chain Thunder. The thing to note about those, Graham, just so it's mentioned, you might know already. So Scatteramp is, of course, amazing, and it makes you really just melt down the scatters. The Chain Thunder, though, is a trap. Chain Thunder, you don't really need to level at all. You can do maybe one level, but you don't really. It's not really that helpful until you get Chain Thunder. Until you get Chain Lightning Plus. But even then, it's this bizarre. The functionality of Chain Thunder is kind of bizarre because you will be in a situation where you either are doing too much damage, so Chain Thunder is meaningless, or you'll be in a situation later in a run where you don't do enough percentage damage on your enemies, and so Chain Thunder doesn't really have any effect. And so it's this weird dynamic of how the Chain Thunder works that makes it more or less useless or very kind of niche and very narrow window at least. So do keep that in mind and don't spend too much time labbing that. 69-second chronophile duration reduction. Is that what you propose for battle conditions, Ryan? That would be fun. Honestly, I feel like already for me, I do miss having my legend tournaments be just 150, 200 waves. That was neat and convenient and made it easier to fit in a day or fit for live streaming or whatever. Obviously the longer it just drags on essentially, and I'll try to think of ways in the future to spice up the streams where we might do some interesting things at the beginning of the tournament runs, because you're all seen at the beginning of a tournament run anyways. So I'll think of ways to enhance the stream and your experience. And of course, we had some elements of that last time where Christian was talking to us and we were doing kind of a one-on-one with him. And this time we're spicing it up that you can also see Minionek and his run. And for those of you who don't know, while Minionek is not necessarily the strongest in terms of the build, he knows incredibly much about the game, the mechanics, and so forth. So if you're at equal level or kind of weaker, a little bit weaker than Minionek, then taking note of how he goes about playing the game, you could learn a lot from. Hot tub stream with JP. Now that would be spicy. That would be spicy. I'll propose it to JP. He's at work now. Oh no, he's here. Only if JP brings the smelly fish he promised me. So I did promise JP the Swedish smelly fish for him to try that. So Christian, you would know surströmming. Or Sven or Celastoria, like the Swedish people in the chat, if you're still here, you would know. But we should totally make JP try that fish, and we can try it in the tub. That'll be fun. But seriously, JP, later surströmming. Yeah, that's right, Christian. JP, do send me your address, and I promise to send it to you. I will absolutely send you a pack for you to try. That would be so fun. And for those of you who don't know, it is a Swedish type of dish with like a rotten fish. You might have seen YouTube video or like reaction videos of people opening the can of fish and like vomiting or gagging and so forth. And so it's a pretty crazy dish. I've tried it and I was able to eat it and hold it down, but yeah, it's bad. Yeah, am I gonna get swatted? Yeah, maybe. And Graham, Chain Thunder doesn't look like it will do much before the labs are built. But I'm saying that Chain Thunder won't do much even if you do the labs, Graham. It's not really going to do much for you because your Chain Lightning is not doing percentage-based damage. And so that's why it's going to have very, very, very little impact until you have Chain Lightning Plus. But even then, it has a very narrow window of where it works. Trashnet is saying, I want to perma Golden Bot cooldown, but I'm worried I won't be able to try Orbless Devil later or ever get a full sync without spending a lot of keys. So, without spending a lot of keys. I mean, you could always respec and just waste a little bit of, as long as you don't overdo it, you can just look at the Golden Bot calculators or similar just to make sure that you're not overdoing it to an extent where you're not able to respec your bot to get the cooldown to where you want it. But just to be clear as well, doing Orbless doesn't require necessarily a sync. You can do 100% uptime type of strategies with Orbless as well. Celestor is giving some soothing. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, he better record it. And open it indoors without any windows. That's the way to eat it. If he sends me it, I'll eat it on live indoors in a closet. Okay, so you heard it here first. Someone screenshot that and save that as evidence that JP said that he is gonna eat it live. So let's make sure that to screenshot and keep him accountable to that, because now he's promised. Yeah. No, Mixwell puts it well. It makes durian look like a joke. That fish dish. It absolutely does. But I really can't. I hate durian myself though. I find it so bad. It tastes like heaven. Christian, don't say anything. Dude, where are all the howevers? You're killing my buzz. Are you doing that drinking game? So Irvin was saying that on Discord yesterday that it could be a drinking game to drink every time I say however. I don't know if I say it as much on live stream, but I probably say it a lot for guides because I do want to be careful of not ever really stating any absolute truths because I don't think there hardly ever are any in the game. And so I don't want to come across as like ignorant and say something being something 100% when it doesn't necessarily when that's not really the case. We won't hear from JP for months afterwards. Oh man, and now I really want to make it happen. So please, JPs, do send me your address at some point and I'm gonna send it to you. John says, hey Jay, wish you luck on this tournament. Cheers, thanks a lot. I don't have high hopes, in part because I haven't really done anything since the last tournament in terms of improving my tournament performance. Well, that's a lie. I do have Galaxy Compressor as Ancestral now, but nothing else because I've just been labbing Econ for the moment. But I did get a Stone Pack from Zevon, and so that has made me a lot closer to unlocking Smart Missiles. So I'm excited about that. Another thing I'm excited about, if my guild can... Ooh, good job, guild. If my guild can just finish the missions a bit quicker, is to get Fetch. Because I didn't get it at first. I got the bot range. And so I have all my bits saved up, not even done the slots. So I'm ready to go hard on fetch. But actually, that brings me up to something that I really want to hear from you guys. Is it true that fetch has a hard limit of daily medals, and maybe even daily other things? Is that accurate? Because if it is, then it's not worth going hard into fetch if I'm anyways going to max it. 10 medals a day, it seems, yeah. Okay. So I might not invest that hard into fetch immediately then, and just see where I max 10 medals. Not to just waste bits. That's a little bit disappointing. I don't know how easy it is to max the 10 medals a day though, so I guess that's what I gotta figure out. Yeah, Mohammed says the same, 10 medals a day. It is honestly better than what I expected, I think, from the game. Or is it? I was really excited when I heard that people got 1 medal per hour. That's when I was quite excited about it. 10 per day, it is something, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Doug asked the question that I kind of wanted to get to. How much investment is needed to reliably get the 10 medals a day? I think that's what a lot of us are eager to learn. And if any one of you know whether there is also any hard caps on reroll shards or gems as well. And Christian was able to convince JP, JP, do it, let's go. And JP answered, it's happening. Join the Discord and like the stream to see me eat and die. All right. That's going to be fun. 1 hour per medal is about what you get with 1.5k bits. All right. So I don't know if we can deduct from that doing half would be 1 medal per second or every second hour. I don't know if it is linear though, so maybe that you could judge it like that. I don't know if that's the accurate way to calculate it. Basically, it sounds though going with 1.5k bits is way overkill, because I can do 24/7 runs, and so I don't really need to do that heavy into it. Ecliptic says 10 medals a day isn't much, but over a year that's 3,650. That adds up. But counter how much could the same of investment in stake? Oh, in steel do. Is that what you're saying, Ecliptic? Steel? And Ecliptic also was saying that how this heat sucks. Normally getting 800 for the runs and struggling to get 600 now. Yeah, I'm not expecting to get far at all. Muhammad is saying, if I were you, I would go all in on it since steel is useless and you can use fetch for 50 days. That is fair. I think I got to consider just the other guardians a little bit, but it's a fair point. And Minionek is rightly pointing out how there is some shards and gems which are always nice, and that he also has to invest more into it. Which again leads me to the question of whether there is some hard cap on gems and shards. I think I'm curious about that. Rubber Duck is still in the pre-patch version and getting 10 medals in around 12 hours with 100/25/10 fetch. That's good to know, Rubber Duck. So thanks a lot for sharing that. Joe Mike says, what's your free up orb less after the stage? Do you typically switch to orb dev or blender? Feel like switching to blender might be easier because it's more AFK. Also, how many waves in tier 11 can you run orbless for? So currently for me, with my kind of weak damage build and that I don't have enemy health level skips yet, I only run Orbless to about 3.5k waves, and then I swap to Orb Devil. Orb Devil is as AFK friendly as Blender for me with my build. It's simply that I just have to put on the Orbs card, and then I increase range to 75. That's all I do. And then, but if I want to be a little bit extra micro on the Orb Devil, I would turn off attack speed and chrono field at first, just to make Orb Devil more efficient at 3.5k waves, so I don't do too much knockback into orbs. But yeah, and then the run itself goes to about 8k plus. Oh yeah, so Minionek is on the 1x speed now. I'm glad I'm not the first. 2 of the slowest tournament runs ever. I feel like my run has been so slow, honestly, even though I've had it at 5x the whole time. Ecliptic, keep getting these basics, becoming bosses, and fast launching them at my tower. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna die to soon as well. And yeah, Rockdoxos is pointing out that there will be a respec button. They have said that, but he's saying also that it's hopefully before the next chip, so that we do have the chance to move things around then. Graham is still trying to figure out when it actually fetches something. Yeah, so that's interesting. I haven't seen it yet for fetch. But we did get on the Knowledge Hub, we've been getting from Jammin' Forever and CD Cooper and some others have been submitting animations of various game features. And they've been showing how the animation works for the other Guardians. Oh yeah, I don't have wave skip. That's why my run is a little bit slower as well. That's true. One slide positive, all the bosses are meaning more packages and more cooldown reduction. Fair point. That is actually a good point. I didn't think of that when we started the tournament. I mean, that really speaks also to the Galaxy compressor as a choice. I did not take into consideration that the basic bosses would give you package chance as well. That's a good call. So Jonathan, they did announce a respec. They just didn't say when. So that's why we're a little bit unsure of when it will be. Sorry, I was coughing at the same time. Christian was saying it will only cost 50k stones for the respec. And JP, so for those of you who don't know, JP hates slow gameplay and slowing down tournaments and watching it and so forth. And I can understand if others are as well. And then he was just saying that dying soon is 3 hours later for us in terms of our streams with 1x speed. Joe Max says, I thought because free-ups would max the attack workshop and knockback chance that Orb Devil wouldn't work after, but I'll test. So Joe Mac, one of the things to note about that is that I take the knockback trade-off, but since I have 11 auto-pick rankings, it also means that I'm getting the knockback consistently quite late as well. So it doesn't mess with the free-up stage at all. And then it enables me to transition into Orb Devil quite smoothly. Yeah, I can totally do like an edit of JP's voice with, instead of let's go, it'll be like let's slow. I'll take note of that, Graham. That's a good one. I'm totally gonna edit his voice to say that. So yeah, here's a really good one that Minionek and Ryan are kind of talking about. So Ryan was pointing at first, I thought slowing game speed only applies for enemy speed battle conditions, but then Minionek is pointing out how it applies to nearly every game feature, including attack speed. And so, since this spaghetti code that this game comprises of, it just simply means that as you slow down speed, things are not slowing or scaling down to the same extent. And so that is why we are slowing down the game speed. You might also experience this if you're doing milestone runs or other things where maybe, for example, you're struggling with black hole shotgun. Some of you, if you have more early stage, simply slowing down the game speed will let you handle those black hole shotguns a lot easier, for example. And Jamming Forever, I think they trigger packages. Now you made me unsure. Now I need to double check. And you guys can also correct me, but and I'm just gonna pay attention to every boss that shows up, I guess, just to see if I always get a package chance. Thanks for the subscription, Gapo Legenda. Thank you very much. You're getting my farm rent coins in 1 minute in attorney. We've all been there, Gapo. You'll get here eventually too. But it does take a long time. It is a slow journey for us all. And yeah, I remember the same. Or I mean, it's still the same for me if I watch Christian or Ryan or other players where I see their farm runs are kind of like my lifetime coins and so forth. There's always someone bigger, tougher, stronger. Okay, so Minionek, maybe you know this as well, or others that maybe have concrete 100% answers, because I'm not too sure either, so I want to be careful about not spreading any misinformation. Basic bosses, do they give packages or not? I'm going to try to pay extra attention to my own run as well. Just so I don't say anything wrong. Minionek is quite sure they don't. Okay. Duly noted. I'll try to pay extra attention to it as well. But I guess simply if we see one way where it doesn't happen, we kind of have it confirmed. Graham, whether the call is Galaxy Compressor or project funding, as always, there will be various things that might depend on. For me, the Galaxy Compressor will be over project funding any day, simply because I only have a single Epic project funding. But for example, say if you even have equal Galaxy Compressor and project funding, it might depend on how far you're getting in tournaments, right? Whether if you're not getting to the extent of a tournament run where uptime matters for Chronofield or Black Hole and so forth, then of course that weighs in project funding's favor and so forth. So there's lots of different things to consider, and the simple answer is you just got to try what works best for you. So Minionek is pointing at, so for those who might have joined the stream late, Minionek is on the screen on the right, and he's pointing out how, man, I gotta start to slow down the game speed. Let's see the count of viewers dropping. But Minionek is saying how on my run, you can see the main benefit of Space Displacer against Fast Ultimate. Energy Net is just too slow, and sometimes the bosses would stop only after hitting the wall, so Space Displacer stops them early. Assuming, of course, that inner landmine doesn't bug. Lock in. We might have taken some damage simply because... Nah, I'm not going to do wave skip yet. That's a bit too much. probably gonna regret it. But and hey, Sorark, thanks for tuning in. For Graham, it's 0-star project funding versus a 4-star Galaxy compressor in champs. I don't remember the champ battle conditions today, but are they also ultimate weapon duration? Yeah, so Matthew spotted it. I didn't pay enough attention, but I think we got it confirmed now. So Ecliptic, I guess that's just an FYI for you as well, that there are no guaranteed package chance for basic buses. I think, I'm not sure if Ryan can answer if he's still on the stream, whether he is doing some tournament upload today. I feel like he said that maybe he isn't, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit more careful now with 0 energy shields. Kill it, kill it. Did you guys see that in a landmine? And how it just went straight through it? I hate that. Okay, this might be just okay, I forgot the wave skip. We'll see if we trigger second wind. When you guys say lock in, do you mean just like focus? Is that what you mean? Just want to make sure I get that straight. So like, there are 2 on stream because Minionek is sharing his as well. And so it was in part because to show how Space Displacer can be a viable alternative for Legend Tournament, particularly if you're not running it that far. And so it's a way to showcase that and his setup and run. And Ryan pointing out that he's kind of done with his testing for now. Because if you haven't seen yet, then do check out Ryan's videos where basically he's been doing a lot of the A/B testing for you, essentially, of like, okay, Astral Deliverance versus Death Penalty or various kind of things on and off. And so he's been doing some cool videos of comparing those results. Of course, do keep in mind that your experience might be different, but still, seeing those, seeing his approach to it and analytical kind of thinking around it is quite interesting and helpful. So, do check those out. Yes, lock in means focus. All right. We'll see if I remember to do a wave skip then. Oh yeah, and Ecliptic has Poison Swamp, so he has the chance to stun them with that. I don't have Poison Swamp or Smart Missiles. Not that Smart Missiles wouldn't necessarily help that much, but we're getting them eventually. Mixwell running tourney as well and just had 4 bosses back to back. Man, yeah. And I mean, if I get that now at this wave count, that's when it's really going to start to hurt. Let me make sure that my setup here is correct. Don't know why. Do I want Death Ray? I don't think I want Death Ray right now. And I haven't maxed my level skips yet. Hi! And I should pause before doing this, but Christian said, no, it means lock yourself out of the room and let it run. That's what you do basically, Christian, right? With your just AFK tournament. You really lock yourself in. Jamun, is wave skip even beneficial when bosses spawn constantly? I didn't bother taking it off. Honestly, super, super minimal. You could argue that probably I shouldn't bother at this point. That's a totally fair call. But who knows? Maybe it could be clutch to squeezing out and facing less bosses or something. Ecliptic is at 1.5 speed and wave 610. That's amazing. Good on you. That's really far. I know that you normally do 800 or whatever, but still, that's awesome. I'm struggling at wave 300. And Minionic wanted to just keep wave skip in the whole time, but it looks like he need landmine stun more and lacking slots. Yeah, one of those challenges when you have 14 card slots like Minionic has. I think I'm gonna get another card slot after with gems after the next module. I want to see what the next module is. Save up for that from now on, and then we'll take it from there. Jesus, Christian just had a 1.5 quadrillion wave skip. Just like 10 of those, and you basically have my whole lifetime coins in those wave skips. And yeah, it is also a fair call of just maybe just having the wave skip on constantly. Maybe. Should we just keep it in then just to please you guys and do less microing? Yo, JP, 4,500 on tier 18 when? I mean, if JP keeps up with his stone pack gifts that he keeps receiving, like, he'll be there soon. So if you want to help JP get to tier 18 quicker, just donate stone packs to him, and he'll be there super quick. Oh, I haven't even adjusted my orbs. I told you guys when I started this tournament, I knew there was something I was going to mess up. And wait, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I did add range. I guess I did add range. I thought I had forgotten to add range. JPS 27 quadrillion. Didn't you have 29 quadrillion this morning, JP? I'm not sure how you're going back. I thought I saw you had 29 or like close to 30, 29.20 something. Ecliptic also just left wave skip on. Yeah, I might just do that too. Saves you guys from looking at that for too long. I think I have it on right now, right? Yeah. So Christian, there's a mention of your baby account. So how strong is your baby account? Maybe we don't want to know. No, do tell. I'm gonna adjust my orbs. No, I can't do that. Let's see. If I do range card, then my orbs should be hitting the energy net, right? I wonder if I should increase my range a bit more, because I currently are not. You need to work on economy farming negative coins. Oh, am I gonna drop my second win now? Nope. But sorry, let me take a look. I do wonder. Oh no, I do. Oh yeah, see, I'm just gonna show. I did mess up. I knew it was something. I did mess up and did not increase my range before the tournament. I knew there was something. I knew it was a bit off. I'm a dummy. Knew there was something. So I can't get my orbs to where I want them. Ah, that's annoying. Wow. So Christian's baby account is fully free to play and lifetime coin is 2.1 quadrillion. That is sick. Like, when did you start that? And when you say fully, that includes like the ad pack, the starter coin pack, and so forth. Jesus, my second win already triggered. I need to learn to pay attention to my runs though when I do live streaming. But not looking great. Do I have range on this? No, I don't. I need to at least make them equal. Ah, that's so annoying. That I'm such a dummy. You may have. Oh, actually, one thing we haven't taken a look at here, because I've just been all over the place, is my bracket. I am curious. I'm super shocked by the fact that I'm in 6th place, having played so slow. But of course, let's see how many wave 1 we have. This, again, there could be something in here. I'm not gonna open up all now, but this looks like a super soft bracket. This looks super soft. JP is curious. Random question. How many people run tourneys like this? Raise your hand. As in so slow, or as in forgetting your range card and all the range lab and so forth? But yeah, I'm raising my hand, obviously. And JP, like, you've started joining the dark side too. For a while, you were really stubborn on not doing it, but eventually you had to do it. And wow, so completely free to play the Christian's baby account, but still 2.1 quadrillion. I wonder how long that would have taken me, but he did start in September 2024, which is not that long though. So I think that's amazing progress for a free to play account. Wings down, yeah, I need to start to pay a little bit more attention. Tournament comparison has you 6th place. That's awesome. Sitting on my hands, time to sweat. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Based on personal best. Okay, got it. Okay, 7th to 8th, something around there, which would be amazing. I think sorry, let me just check that. I honestly think my best so far is at 9th. Yeah, that would be cool to get a new PB. I definitely take that. And who knows if I'll do. Recently, my last 2 tournament streams have been pretty bad in terms of like my results, and then I've tried some tweaks off stream and improved 50 to 100 waves, and we'll see if there are some other strategies that I want to try. I can't necessarily think of one, but maybe. So Ecliptic is saying that, oh, I forgot this wave skip the boss and stuff. And 2 bosses, 3 bosses. And that's the, I guess, the real boss, is it? No. You guys are opening and closing cards more in the last 30 seconds than I've done in the last month. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I agree with Minion. We gotta work with what we have and just try to squeeze out a few more waves for ourselves. But Ecliptic said that he turned off frames per second. I'm curious why you would do that, Ecliptic. I would kind of imagine that risk being worse with a fast, but explain the reasoning. I'm curious. It sucks not having the orbs hit the bosses at all. Kind of annoyed by that. I might move. Since they're not, I'm kind of stupid because since they're not anyways hitting the bosses, I should just put them out to the orb line. There's like not any benefits to keeping them in, really. And maybe that in and of itself is worth a retry just to have proper range, maybe. It's a little bit annoying just doing that as another run though. Is this when we drop demon mode? Is this when we drop demon mode? Oh crap, guys. Crap. Oh my god. See? Every time I do live stream, there's something I mess up. Alright, we haven't done any target priority. We haven't changed that. I forgot to do my checklist, and this is what happens. I don't know necessarily how I want to do it. Maybe I'll just do closest. I'm curious what you guys do. I might just do closest, honestly. I think closest is my call. Celestoria says, please get higher waves so that I have a chance to get even decent waves. Alright. I don't know how that. Demon mode. Use the tourney checklist, bro. Yeah, I mean, I put it up there and I meant to advocate for that checklist and easily seeing the battle conditions and so forth, and then I'm the one who messes it up. Typical. I guess this will be a little bit of a live stream of do as I say and not as I do. Yeah, and Dog is pointing out, with the fast ultimates, I just do closest since you don't know which enemy type will be accelerated. Yeah, which is a totally fair point. Damn, this is early. Oh, so early. I feel like I have more to prove here, though. Not happy with this at all. If only we had a web page that provided tips and tools to help prevent these kind of mistakes. Yeah, exactly. If only. Jeez, how could I forget? But Ryan is providing a good counterpoint, a good however, and that is that if you do only do bosses, then your range do risk slipping in and killing you. Yeah, exactly, Celestoria. Right now, I'm showing you a list of things not to do. Exactly. I'm just gonna try. It is worthwhile just super quickly mentioning. I know most of you probably on stream already know about this, so I'm be super brief. But among others, there is a checklist on the Knowledge Hub, and it's fairly easy to just toggle the things that you've done and also just have a quick, easy view of the current battle conditions, because maybe that dictates some of your choices. And so easy, super easy checklist. Just gotta remember to use it, which I didn't today. And there is a cleaner view as well if you only want to see those two things side by side. Okay, enough about that. Now let's continue with the showing you guys how not to do a run. Yeah, Doug, totally right. It can depend on so many different things. Am I dying now? Seriously? No, I have energy shield. What am I saying? All right, we got it. Still alive. For now. For now. And JP, if you're still here, how far did you get again? I mean, you're obviously a fair bit stronger, but some tournaments, if the right battle conditions are there, we do a bit more equal. But these, yeah, exactly, Minionek. These are really the worst battle conditions that I can think of for me as well. Really, really bad. Like, I mean, also the previous though, just to be clear, because like, say I'm dropping from 550. Last live stream I did 360 or something, and then I did change my strategy and I got it higher. But man, I am gonna try to change things and get proper range and so forth. But still, I'm not expecting to get much further. Someone should make a pre-tournament checklist. That's what it is. I have that. Which, to be clear, was not made by me. It was made by one of Minionek's friends, or at least someone that he knows, 1410C. But it's a great checklist. All right, we gotta be careful now. When you said do, it reminded me of Chandler from Friends. I'll take it as a compliment. No. What if I say like, how you doing? Am I Joey then? 474. That's so wild, JP. That's so wild. Yeah, Minionek is struggling to get past 300. I'm struggling to get by 350. It's not looking great. Is it gonna stun this time, or am I gonna die again from a faulty in the landmines? Oh. I'm playing with fire. All right, I guess we'll just do it. Annoying. Minion second wind. No, he used to be second wind. Oh, Deathify Minion. 290. But you said you had a good bracket though, and you're currently in 12. That's pretty good result for you, isn't it, Minion? Like again, just showing mine. I find it crazy that I'm 6th with this. Def a compliment. Cheers, Ryan. Cheers. Ooh, a 4-level wave skip. We take that. Please stop struggling. Makes me scared to try my round. I'm sorry. I'll do better. And JP, what modules did you end up using for the tournament? I know you did 3 runs, so I'm curious what works best for you. And I can take out my free up now. Is there anything I want to put it in though? Oh yeah, recovery package chance. I'm a dummy. that's another kind of dummy move recently because I'm not used to using Galaxy Compressor, so just taking this out doesn't really matter for a tournament. Minionek will be passed by a 1-2 possibly at most. That's awesome. That's really good. Especially with my tough previous tournament when I didn't get any keys. I think I'll be happy with any at this point. But if I can get a new PB in terms of rank, that would be amazing. Because I've had some tough brackets as of late. And Jammin Forever is tied for 12th with 409. Yeah, well, Minionek is pointing out how his PB is 420 and now it's 290. Was even more extreme for me. My PB is 550. Like, I have 200 waves more than this. Robert Duck says, J-Plays, you already beat my run, but you normally do. Yeah, but it's barely... Ooh. I feel like I'm dying in a second. All right, so he ended his stream, so I'll turn off that layer. There we go. Back to normal. Oh, I look away for 1 second. Look away for 1 second, and that's what happens. 357. It's the story of the two last live streams as well, though, in terms of pretty poor tournament performance. And then I've been able to squeeze out a lot more in my second and third tries. Conclusion for anyone with a similar build as Minionek to run Space Displacer. I honestly might try it as well. As I was saying earlier before we started the tournament, though, I don't feel like that my Space Displacer is in that great of a window when it comes to the rerolls. I do have Shockwave Freak. Well, do I really care about that? It is worth a consideration. Maybe. I'm contemplating it. That losing that 20x, 25x damage though is big. And I feel like Space Displacer is sometimes more helpful for me in a scenario where I can use Pulsar Harvester just so that can reduce more levels. So tough. But I'm not gonna keep you guys for much longer though. I think we gotta conclude with this madness. DP the boss. Not sure if it's worth it for you. You didn't have bosses teleport to your face like I did without Chronofilter. Totally. And Christian, you mentioned DP, and I hear you. I just feel like there's so many bosses that it doesn't really matter. It is, I mean, obviously you reduce spawn, which in you could say also reduce basics and so forth. So there is something to it. And let's just hear what JP has to say about it. Yeah, I mean, he seems to agree at least that I should do it. What's the guy's name under you on the tournament? Pico. You're referring to this guy? Or Khan? Or you mean you recognize someone? You mean this one? Anal bum cover. My battery is hot. Kudos. That is an interesting name. Is that the one you were looking for? Oh, Skagen, I just meant that with my DP comment, sorry, I didn't maybe finish my whole point about it, is that with a set amount or fewer bosses, you have a greater likelihood of just RNG of killing the bosses. I just mean that when there's so many bosses anyway spawning, then DP is less of a clutch thing for me. That's what I mean. The guy is your competition. All right, I gotta look at those again. That Dog was just pointing out, and thanks a lot, Doug, for looking into it closer. You said that anal bum cover is my competition. He has a highest wave than me, a lot more relics than me, so he certainly is probably gonna come there. And Siren is most likely gonna beat me as well. Oh yeah. So we might be hoping for 8th. Again, I might try though. It would be cool to get to 450. Yeah, so Skagen, yes, it's still removing 15% on average, but I'm saying that when there's only a single boss every fifth, then being able to remove one boss then saves me across those 10 waves. Now there's bosses coming left and right, and when I'm still struggling with single target damage, then whether it's 3 bosses or 2 bosses, being lucky of removing one, for example, is not necessarily that clutch. Did that make sense? Like, it's more about the RNG. It's less about the 15%, but more about being like lucky to have one DP so that my energy shields can recharge and so forth. Hopefully that point was a little bit clearer. But I might use DP for my next run just to test it. Because I didn't struggle, especially now with the Galaxy Compressor as Ancestral. I didn't struggle with any chips. Voinia Mihail, sorry for butchering the name. Any thoughts on the new cannon? So I completely skipped it today. It is by many considered as Stink Ray instead of Shrink Ray. If you're very early game, then it could have some potential to enhancing your blender. You could even argue that it could be helpful for certain orbless strategies. But overall, the community seems quite set on it being pretty like skippable of sorts, or at least that's what I've done. Let's see if I regret in the future once there may be some hidden strats to it. So Skagen is saying, makes sense, yes. I just don't think any of the other cannon effects are better than the 15%. The only reason DP isn't used more is it removes coins in farming, right? Yeah, I mean, it's situational. There are... sorry, that was me the next thing. Do something else. For me, and Skagen, I've done a lot of testing for my builds, and normally for a long time I've done, say, 2 or 3 tournament runs, and so I've done a lot of DP versus AD, and AD tends to vastly outperform DP for me. DP is better for me with, say, boss ultimate or something like that, where it's even more clutch on the boss health or like single target damage, where that's when I use DP, because then I really want to have some lucky insta kills on bosses. But generally speaking, AD is outperforming for me. And I see that Minionek is sharing his thoughts on it, with AD being the strongest, then DP, then Shrink Ray, then HB, and then BA. That's his take on it. But then, yeah, sorry, that Minionek was saying about Shrink Ray that it's situationally useful, but not really getting it unless you have full ancestrals. So I guess, Skagen, like, I'm curious about if you do have an AD, maybe there are some tournaments you could try to use it as well, just to see how it works for you. And maybe you already have tested. But those are some of the considerations there. All right, I'm gonna, increase my range. DP did such a hard carry on me today. Did some rerolls after getting 4 ancestrals on it. 1 slot open and I hit mythic super crit. That's amazing. That is so good. Congrats with that. Hey, see the pro. That's awesome to hear. Use project funding. You got 70 seconds. 70 seconds CF, right? I got 60 second Chronofield. And I tried to use project funding last tourney, Christian, as you were kind of saying then. It performed worse than my Pulsar Harvester. Of course, I should be careful to fully conclude from just one test because of potential RNG and so forth. But just as a reminder, I do have just a single epic project funding. And yeah, it wasn't that great for me. And part of that being, of course, again, that I have 60-second Chronofield. If it was 70 seconds, then of course it's a different situation altogether. Without the UV, the Ultimate Weapon Duration Legendary project funding could win for you, in your opinion. Yeah, I would love to try it, and I was hoping to get some project funding today. I got a magnetic hook instead, and lots of things I didn't really need. But near 90% Chronofield, it may swing it more towards Pulsar Harvester. That's the module I found most success with at the moment, simply because, because I don't have a project funding anyways. Using Pulsar Harvester has been tended to be the best. But okay, let's see. Anything else that I want to say? Voinia, we don't know what the next armor is about. I would guess that it's about something that synergizes with absolute defense, but we don't know. We simply don't know, so it's all just speculation. I know that there were seemingly some accurate rumors quite early about shrink ray, though, about being about mass reduction and so forth. So I'm sure we eventually will pick up some rumors about what it was gonna involve or entail, but so far at least I have heard zero about any of that. Okay, and so I think this wraps it up. Again, I might have to do some additional tries, and I'll share in a post update about that, because again, I would love to get much further. Lastly, I just want to say big thanks again. Big thanks to Zevon, who gave Stone Pack as a gift. That was massive. Big thanks to Strix, who donated $24. That goes straight to a Stone Pack giveaway pot. And so going forward, every time we fill up that super chat meter that you see in the bottom left of the screen, we'll do Stone Pack giveaways live on for live viewers. So we'll gradually fill that up, and so we'll see whether that is next stream or so that we might do the next giveaway. Nice Mixwell, 424. I think this is the day that you eclipse me in terms of tournaments, I think. Oh, hey, see the pro, I didn't know that. So there was someone who got the shrink ray module before they released it. Oh, I didn't know that. They had no wonder then. No wonder. And Christian, thank you. Just saying to like the stream. So yeah, if you can, before we wrap up, if you could just hit that like button, that would be utmost appreciated. And if you ever see me on Discord, or you can DM me as well if you have feedback and thoughts and improvements to spice up the streams, make them better, do things differently. Aaron, no, you can't change the free lock during the run, but you can remove the lock by just removing the free up card itself. But you can't change locks. Cool. With that, we conclude. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all your valuable insights and comments. Thanks for all the support, whether it's on YouTube, on the Discord, and so forth. It's really an honor to be being live and doing this is kind of wild, and having people actually be interested in listening and sharing their thoughts, and it's just amazing. Make the stream better. Oh, that's easy. Add JP. Yeah. I should. But he's too busy for me. He doesn't prioritize me seemingly. Spice things up. Don't fuck up the pre-tournament list. Fair enough. I'll try not to do that next time, because it is also a good way to. Cheers, buddy. Come on, Jeff. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do, whether it's on the Discord, your content, being active in my streams, and you name it. Thank you for all the things that you do, and thank you for the greeting about the Galaxy compressor. And that made us 57% closer to a Stone Pike giveaway. So we'll get there next time then. That's awesome. Christian, JP, the people have spoken. Go live now. Take a shot every time JP says let's go. Oh man. We would get wasted, wouldn't we? We totally would. Let's go! All right, I've kept you guys long enough for now. Again, thank you everyone. Have a lovely day. Best of luck in your tournaments.